Welcome, welcome. Notary Educators with Kimmi. How's it going? How is it going? Welcome, welcome. Try to charge my phone. All right, there we go. There we go. Yes, I had a few minutes today, so I said, let's do this. Let's talk. Let's talk. What's going on in these notary streets? For those of you who may be brand new to the channel, I am Kimmi, #1 notary educator. That's because I actually teach you how to be a notary. Yes, I do. I don't really like my lighting over here, but I was trying to drink my coffee. Let's see. I guess it's clear. Yeah. So anyway, yes, I teach notaries nationwide how to gain the confidence that they need to actually make money with their commission. A lot of you have your commission and you're not doing anything with it. Nothing. And that breaks my heart because I know you spent a lot of money on getting it. You have your supplies, you have your toner, your print, and paper and everything. And you just kind of give up. And I don't want you to give up. When I was first starting out, I didn't have anyone to share information with me about the notary business. I had one person who tried, and he knew I had my commission. He was like, well, what are you doing with it? I'm like, nothing. He's like, why aren't you doing anything with your commission? I'm looking because I really want a little bit better lighting. Oh, you know what? What if I sit over there? Hold on. Let me see. Can I move this? Get us a little more lighting. Just a little bit more. Let's see. Is the light better here? Let's see. Yeah, it's about the same actually. It's about the same. So anyway, I want to share some tips with you on how to start the business, how to gain the confidence that is needed in order to run your business effectively. Again, a lot of you have your commissions and everything, but you still lacking the confidence. And I understand that it can be overwhelming. You know, a lot of people are, I want to see the documents. I want to see the documents. But it's not a requirement for you to see every single notary document, every single document. It's not even possible for you to see every single document. My light keeps changing. That is really irritating me. Hold on. That is really irritating me, guys. I'm sorry. Hello, welcome, welcome. I think we're going to sit over there because the lighting over here is not that great. And it's getting on my nerves. There you go. That's clear. Hold on. Let me get my coffee. I'm coming back. I wanted my coffee. All right. There we go. That's much better. Let me sit down here. And let's let this up a little bit so we can get comfortable. Yeah, that's much better, the lighting. Okay. So anyway, like I was saying, I want to infuse in you some confidence because when I started this business, I didn't really have anyone to share information with me. And that can be frustrating. You're starting out, you hear about all the money that can be made, and you're like, well, I don't know what to do. What are my next steps, right? So I want to share what I would recommend if I were starting out today. And if I had someone, this is what I recommend to people. And I wish I had someone to share these details with me. I really want to drink my coffee. So let's see. So starting out, of course, I would say watch a few of my videos here. It'll give you a nice overview of the business, right? Then the next thing I say is once you look at some videos and you're like, you know what, I really do want to do this. I want to get my share of the pie, the notary pie that's out there. Then I'm going to recommend that you get your notary commission. You can go right to your state, Secretary of State typically, and get your commission. Most of the time it's under $100, okay? Then from there, I'm going to have you double back to me. And then at that point, I'm going to have you get your Start Your Notary Business book. Okay? Start Your Notary Business book. It's in all states. Every state has their own book. And the reason I want you to have the book is because, again, now you've watched some videos, you've gotten your commission. Now you're like, what do I really do? I got the commission. Now what? This is going to go over some basic tips, this book. What is general notary work? That way you can know what you're getting to. What is remote notary? Um, your basic journal needs. It's going to cover everything you need. Then from there, my next step is going to be for you to double back again, notary educators, and let's get you properly trained. Okay. Once you receive the knowledge of how to properly notarize and you learn what an acknowledgement is, what is your jurat, how does that play into your business when it comes to documents? Now you're building your confidence. And once you build your confidence, now we're ready to go next level. Then we can start fixing our Google business page. Then we can start signing up with signing companies, right? A lot of times we go out, we buy all the bells and whistles, and then we don't know what to do with them. That's like someone that has all the fanciest cookware, all the fancy cookware. You name it, they got it. Name brand this, name brand that, but they don't know how to cook. No one's ever taught them how to cook. So you got all the supplies, or a doctor, he goes out and buy the fanciest stethoscope, right? He got a nice white shiny jacket. It's clean. He got everything he needs. Everything got his name on it, but he still don't know what to do. He still doesn't know how to be a doctor. And that's what happens in this notary space a lot. You get excited, you find a YouTuber, and you watch everything, and it's like, I'm going to be a notary. I'm going to make $100,000 a year too. I'm going to make that money. And you can. You really can. You got to work for it. So let's talk about what does $100,000 a year look like in real terms, okay? It means at least $335 a day. Can you make $335 a day as a notary? You can. Mm-hmm. I'm going to show you how right quick. That means you're going to do like a power of attorney maybe. Hey, welcome. A power of attorney at a hospital, a loan signing, maybe throw some field inspection in there. So yeah, you can make $300 a day. You can. Now, to really get that money, what you have to do is be willing to travel a little bit. Travel outside your area. If you're trying to wait for all the loan signings or general notary work to happen right in your neighborhood, you will starve. You will starve. Now, if you're willing to drive a little bit, drive to Atlanta. I'm in Georgia, so you drive to Atlanta a little bit, willing to go out on the outskirts, maybe the rural areas. People need notaries all day long. All day long, they're looking for notaries. If I told you, if I had $1 for every time somebody said, I couldn't find a notary. So notary work is still out there. It's just that you need to know how to get it. You need to know what to do. So I teach nationwide. Yes, I'm physically standing here located in Georgia. But in our community, and I'll tell you a little bit about that, we have notaries nationwide. The hugest is Georgia's first, and then Texas would be our second largest group of notaries. Huge, huge Texan population. So, but you need to also be around like-minded people. That's where the community comes in. Our community is just that. It helps you when you're trying to figure out, well, what should I do for my business name? What should my logo look like? If you actually get an assignment and you don't know how to complete it, once you've taken the trainings, because there is included 16 different trainings, it might be 17. All the way from how to properly notarize documents, which will give you that confidence to go out there. Estate/trust. I'll show you a lot of different documents. Estate/trust packages, because that's where a lot of money is too. You hear a lot of talk about that. You do not need any special certifications. However, you do need to know what those documents kind of look like, okay? And the only reason I want you to be a little bit more familiar with those documents and be able to talk the lingo is because I want you to succeed. And when you're dealing with attorneys and you're dealing with people in their estate, they want to make sure you know a little something, right? So I actually go over some of the verbiage, like what is an affiant? What is a self-directed will? What is a self-proving affidavit? What, those are terms that you kind of need to know in order to be able to walk the walk in this world. Can you imagine you not knowing anything about a profession that you're starting? You can't speak any of the verbiage. They like, If you hire for IT, there are certain words that IT people use and they know that are common to that industry. So if you can't even walk the walk or talk the talk and you're interviewing with someone, they're going to be like, well, you don't really know IT because you should know about a beta this or that. I don't do IT, right? But as a notary signing agent, certain common terms that it should be like you should know, you know. Um, you should know what a HUD one is. You should know what a what is it called? I can't even think of the word. But when it's a plan community affidavit is, seller's affidavit. Those are terminologies that you should kind of know, and we go over that in the loan signing agent course. So, what's stopping a lot of you though is just a lack of knowledge. It really is, and you're afraid to pay for training because you've already been burned somewhere else, and I get that. I truly understand that too. That you've already been burned. It's like, well, dang, I already paid this person, that person, and now Kimmy saying she can help me. Everybody said they can help me, but nobody's really helping me. Well, we actually walk the walk and talk the talk over here. Hey guys, welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, okay? While I'm here live. So I thought I would just hop on and try to infuse in you the the need to invest in yourself, to invest in your training. And that's not just hype. When you invest and get the proper knowledge and the proper training, and sometimes you have to go to more than one. Sometimes you have to. Honestly, we just left the doctor today, and we've seen several for the same situation. Okay. And one will give you good advice. One, you feel like they didn't do anything. How many times have you had to go to multiple doctors? Right? Or you've tried different Mexican restaurants. You're like, well, I like this one. They are Mexican restaurants, right? But you go to this one, you like the food better. You go to this one, you like the drinks better. Because I got one that I love their margaritas. Their food is Their food is but their drinks are 100, right? So it's the same thing in this notary training space. You may have already taken different trainings. You may have. And I'm sorry if they did not work out for you. But then you have to keep going till you find the one that can actually resonate with you. Hey guys, welcome, welcome. Hit the like button for me. Thank you all. You have to find the one that actually resonates with you and can help you get the results that you want. Okay. And when I talk about results, a lot of times I hear people say, well, follow somebody that has the results that you're looking for. They're actually normally talking about financial. Follow someone that's driving the Mercedes Benz. Follow someone that's carrying the latest bag or purse. Follow the person that's traveling, going to exotic destinations. No, 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 no. All of that will come. Right now, you need to be following the person that can help you learn what you need to do. And that's going to be me. That's going to be me. Can I go take pictures in front of a Mercedes Benz and say, hey, watch me, follow me, I drive a Benz, and that's going to help you to be a notary? Not. That is not going to help you be a notary because you drive a Benz, okay? And no offense to my Benz drivers. I just picked the Benz, okay? You drive a Lambo. That don't mean nothing, okay? You drive all these fancy cars because I heard people be renting cars for videos and stuff like that. Your girl ain't getting ready to do all that. But what I am getting ready to do is help you to learn this business, help you to know your notarial duties. And then you will be able to drive whatever you want because you won't be out there making mistakes on documents, right? You will know what to do when somebody puts any piece of paper in front of you. That's what I'm in the business of doing. Hey, Hobby the CEO. I love the title. I love it. That's what I'm into, CEO mode, okay? From Hobby to CEO. I love it. That is such a cute title. I'm debating if I should start a notary business. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about today, actually. Should you start one, And if you do, what steps do you need to do to be successful? What state are you in, Hobby to CEO? What state? Because it doesn't matter, really. Some states are more, you can really make a killing in some states. Florida, for example. In Florida, guys, if you're not maximizing your business in Florida, you need to be in my notary educators program. Why? For example, in Florida, a notary can also do a what is this? In Florida, a notary. Oh, you're in Alabama? Okay. In Florida, a notary can actually perform weddings under their notary commission, right? They can do loan signings. They can do everything without any restrictions. Now, I'm in Georgia, so I have a few restrictions when it comes to loan signings, but I'm still very profitable. I've been doing it for almost 6 years, and you need to know what to do. Oh, I got it, Hobby the CEO. Yeah, Alabama, you should be able to make money there. People are buying, selling properties. Estate packages are happening every day. People are living. People are dying. They're preparing for, the end. So they need estate packages completed. So yes, I would say get your commission. Now, do you want to do it full time, part time? That's going to be up to you. Do you want to do it full time? Full time looks like this. Full time in my business, because I've been full time now for 6 years. No, five. I've been full time for 5. Full time for me looks like this. I get up, I have my phone on so I can get all the alerts that are coming through. Okay, so I'm not just sitting here like not paying attention to my phone and figuring, okay, the check's just gonna roll through the mail. No, they're not. I have to physically go out there and stamp that paper if I want to get paid. So I'm watching for alerts on my phone. So as the alerts are coming through, I'm looking to see how close are they to me? How much do they pay? So say I take one at 1 o'clock, right? I got that one on my books. I'm good to go. I'm still checking my phone because now I need me one around 3 o'clock. In addition to that, my Google My Business page is maximized. So people are calling me from the general public to come to a nursing home or go to a hospital. So you have to be very organized. It is not a business where you're going to be able to lay in a bed and be willy-nilly. I usually will wake up. Now, when I first started my business, I would actually wake up, get dressed, and looking at my phone so I could be ready to go. Because some signings come quicker than others. It might say we need somebody there at 12 o'clock. So I'm already sitting up ready to go at 10 o'clock waiting on that 12 o'clock because I know something's coming. The signings hit all day long. So just a matter of how often you want to go, how far you're willing to drive. And for me, hey guys, welcome. If you have any questions, we're just talking about starting a notary business, how to overcome your fear, how to get out there and actually use your commission. Because a lot of you are sitting on all your supplies, you're sitting on ready to go, but you're not doing anything because you lack confidence. And you probably taken some other training. That's what I was just talking about. But you got to double back and let us help you. Notary educators, that's what we do, educate. I always tell people, I'm the one that we want to get in the dirt with you and help you to get it going. Most people want to get you after everything's cleaned up. I often talk about like relationships. You got a man or a woman. And they don't have no job yet. They're just starting out. They don't have nothing. Most people don't want to be bothered with that person. Okay? But if you are the right kind of woman or man and you stand by that person and that person has some umph about them and they really want to go and get things in life, you're going to be with them from the beginning till when they blow up. Right? You fully vested. You're fully vested. So, and even in my case, with me and my husband, when we were dating or whatever, I had a brand new car. I was still living at home. I had a good job. He was still living at home. He had a car. He's a guy. Guys just think differently, He had a car. He had the headliner was tore out of his vehicle. I learned what a headliner was, y'all, because his was tore up and he had like stick pins holding it up. And I was like, yeah, that's not how I get down. I ride a new cars, okay? Because my daddy worked at Ford Motor. His did too, but when you're from Detroit, if you know, what you drive is more important than where you live at, okay? Now, that's a stupid concept, but it's true, okay? Anybody from Detroit will tell you what you drive is almost more important than where you live at, which is ridiculous, okay? But it was what it was. It is what it is. Ain't nothing changed. You go up there, people had the flashiest cars, flashiest jewelry, and they don't have no place to live. It's the craziest thing ever. But it's facts, okay? So anyway, all that being said, so, but back to me and Jeffrey. So anyway, I learned what a headliner was because I was like, well, if I'm going to be with him, we got to get that fixed. And we did. I told him, I said, I did the homework on that. I said, let me find out I didn't know what it was called. So I found out, he took it, he got it repaired. And that's the one thing I love about my husband is because he listens. He listens. A lot of men would be a lot further. This is not that channel, y'all, but we ain't go there. A lot of men would be much further along if they would listen to the woman in their life. Okay. If she makes sense. Now, all women don't make sense. I'll tell you that too. We'll talk about that. all women don't make sense. So they might be smart not to listen to them. But if you have a woman and she knows what she's talking about, then they will follow her lead a lot of times. And you can see that's why they always say behind every good man or successful man is a successful woman, a good woman, right? So, and the other part with Jeffrey's car is it needed to be painted. So in Michigan, there's a lot of rust, a lot of rust. If you don't keep that car up to date, and it's not on purpose for anybody, if you don't take, if you don't treat it and pre-treat and stuff, it can get rust. So his car had some rust on it. It wasn't paint. I think it was blue, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, we took it to a place called Mako, which I don't know about their paint jobs nowadays, but then it lasted for about a year, maybe. But he took and got the car painted because I was like, I want to ride in something nicer. So he got the car painted. We got the headliner fixed. So I was willing to get in what I call the dirt with him. I was ready to help him to grow. And he was also moldable. So that's the same thing with this notary business. You need somebody that's going to be with you from the beginning. When you first starting out, when you first got your commission and you don't know what to do, that's me. A lot of trainers, honestly, they want to get you at the point when you're just like this, but they're selling you something you don't need. That's why I always say I don't think any training is bad or any trainers are purposely trying to do you in or cheat you. The majority are not, but they're just selling you something that you don't need, right? And most of my people, and that's where I thrive, that's how our business is ran, is helping those that are newbies. New, or you've been sitting on your commission, you don't know what to do with it, or you have all of that, you still are not profitable. You're not profitable. And a lot of times I find that you're not profitable because you don't know how to properly notarize. So what happens is, and this is all facts, guys, I can't make this stuff up. I've been doing this for years, okay? Again, all things notary, notaryeducators.com. But the reason you're not profitable a lot of the times is when you don't know what to do. Okay, you don't know how to get assignments. You don't know how you need a list of signing companies you need to sign up with. And then once you sign up with them, you have to deliver. You have to deliver. Our next session that we're doing, because we do live weekly training every week. Every week we do live training plus coaching, mentorship every week. It's been going on for years. We have never missed a beat. We've never missed a session. Every week is live. Every week, okay? So next week's session, and you might want to be in the house, is customer service. And you may say, well, Kimmi, I know how to do customer service. You probably don't. Honestly, today, I was in a doctor's office today, and this girl had her music going. I felt bad for her, really. I wanted to get up and smack her. And I'm sure other people did too. I felt bad because there were some older people there of a different race. And I'm of her race, and I didn't want to hear the music she was playing. It was filthy. It was absolutely filth. It was filthy. Cussing like crazy. She's singing a little bit out loud. She had her earbuds in, but it was so loud you could still hear it. Every word. And I was like, ugh. So finally they called her back. Fortunately, when we got there, she came like 10 minutes after us. And she was playing her music for about another 10, and they called her back. I was so grateful. I'm sure everybody in the lobby was, because you can't tell somebody, now cut your music down and kill you. Okay, I'm finished with the coffee, y'all. Sorry about that. Yeah, so you can't tell someone, cut your music down. But it was absolutely terrible. And I'm looking at her, and I'm thinking to myself, this poor young lady, maybe she has someone to teach her values. Maybe she doesn't. I'm going to say she doesn't, because clearly most people would know you sitting in a doctor's office playing your filthy music. F this, that, boom, boom. I was just like, what? And I know that's what young people listen to. I even have some notaries that I follow. And some of the stuff that they put out, I'm like, that is very unprofessional. It's very unprofessional. And I know even if you listen to that in your private life, that's why I'm of the mindset, just be one person. What you see me listen to here or talk about here, I'm the same in my private life, okay? And you don't have to be. This is not that channel for me to tell you how to live your life. However, you're usually going to be what you are in private, in public, okay? And that's going to be for some people. It's not going to be for others, where they want to do business with you. So this young lady, I'm sitting there watching her. Her music is filthy. She didn't look filthy. She looked all right dress-wise. But if she's talking like that and listening to that kind of music all day long, it has to be affecting her mind. It has to be affecting her mind. There's no way she could listen to that filth, that crap all day and it not affect her. There's no way. No way. And the same is true even in the notary space when it comes to your community that you rock with, your tribe. Our people all day see people winning. People had their first assignment. Somebody had their first divorce signing last night, and they had a few questions about that. So we kind of talked them through it. That's in our private group chat. So we worked through it. And that's why I love our group chat too. And what we offer in our notary community is because we are able to, if you have an assignment, I want you to run your scenarios through us. If you get a package and you don't understand it, instead of you reaching out to the signing company looking like not looking like a pro, because around here we notarize like a what? Notarize like a pro. Okay, we notarize like a pro. But so instead of you going to the signing company though looking like you don't know what you're doing, I want you to ask us in the chat, hey, what goes here, what goes there. So when you're presenting your packages out in the field, right, when you're sitting there with your client or you're sending back your documents to your signing company, they're like, oh, okay, let me call Kimberly again. Now I'm Kimberly, y'all. Let me call Kimberly again because she knows how to do those packages right. Okay. Versus you calling the signing company or asking questions like, what goes here? Should I put the date? What color ink? You should not be calling the signing company asking them this. I know some people will say, well, get the package and call the signing company because you haven't been properly trained. No, no, and no. They're going to walk you through that package. They're going to tell you, yes, notary, write the date. Yes, notary, they need to sign. Yes, notary, use this color ink. Yeah, but they ain't going to call you again. They're not, because those are basic 101s that you should know. And when I say you should know, either you're going to self-teach yourself, right? Self-teach. I'm all about that because I did it. I self-taught. Again, remember, I didn't have anybody help me. I self-taught. So either you're going to self-teach and learn how to properly do your work so you can get more work, or either you're going to have to pay somebody. Notary educators, what better place to pay? Because we're going to help you from the ground up. Okay? We're going to help you from the ground up. So there's a difference, you see? So you cannot just be reaching out. And that's why the signing companies now, and they can send out 3-4 pages of instructions, and they do. And they have to, because a lot of notaries don't know what they're doing. When I tell you they don't know what they're doing, y'all, I'm not lying. I've been called out so many times as a third notary on something because that's why they pay so low too. So they start out, Jeffrey got an offer last night for $20. He said, look at this. So he showed me his phone. I'm looking at that. I said, who is that? So I looked at the name of the company. I was like, yeah, right. So $20. But why are they going to pay $20? If somebody will go out there and do it right for $20, they made a lot of money. But they have to start out at $20 because they already know I got to hire 2 more notaries to go get it right. So you paying $20, you're going to get a $20 notary. Okay? I'm not a $20 notary. No. Okay? I'm not a $20 notary. I'm not. Ain't nothing I'm doing for $20. Okay? But I know my stuff. Right? So they already know when I send my job out to Kimberly, it needs to be at least $75 for the same thing they just offered somebody else $20. So when they send it to me, I'm a last resort for them because they've already sent out 2 notaries. They sent out a $20 notary, accepted it. Then they sent it out to a $30 notary and it's still incorrect. Now you got to pay me $75. Now you got to pay me $150. Now you got to pay me the $125 because you already know it's going to be turned back in correctly, right? So what kind of notary are you? Are you a $20 notary? Do you take $20 jobs? Do you do $20 work? Have you thought about it like that? Now, just because they offer to you for $20, that doesn't make you a $20 notary. What makes you a $20 notary if you accept it? Okay? If you accept it and you're not doing good work, right? So I'm all about taking a lower paying job to get the experience, okay? Hey, NDA Cut, what's up? What type of things would make it incorrect? Hey, welcome, welcome. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that can make a signing go wrong. So let's talk about a few. The wrong color ink. Yep. Wrong color ink. You would be surprised. They send out instructions, and that's why they send out 2-3 pages worth of instructions because they already know notaries don't know what they're doing. So you can send out, imagine this. And I'm going to give you some more samples of what could go wrong. I'm going to tell you in just a second. But imagine this, guys. I give you 8 pages on how to build a computer, okay? let's go with building a computer. A lot of people still build their computers from scratch. They don't just go buy it off the wall at Best Buy. They want to build it. So I give you 8 pages of instructions on how to build a computer. You've never built a computer. You don't know nothing about computers. You've never been trained on computers. Are you going to really be able to build that computer the way it's supposed to be? Are you? Are you going to be able to build that computer the way it's supposed to be? And they gave you 8 pages. Somebody may say, well, yeah, they give me 8 pages of instructions. I got this. Let's go. Please. Okay. Okay. Please. Please and please. You are not going to be able to build a computer because you don't know nothing about computers. You know what a computer is. You use one. But it's a difference between knowing what it is, actually using one, and then building one. So it's the same thing when you go out doing these notary jobs. They send out 8 pages of instructions because they already know you ain't been trained. You don't know what you're doing. And they praying that it come back. They're praying that it comes back correctly. They sitting there like, oh, I hope she get it right. Oh, she get it right. Okay. So I'm not going out myself. When companies send me like 8 pages of instructions, I don't even typically work with them. I don't even. I got one company right now. Y'all probably know who he is. And I hope he ain't watching because I know he probably did. But he sends out almost 3-4 pages worth of instructions. And I'm sitting here like, I'm not even doing your job because you make me too nervous. And I know what I'm doing. So I can't even imagine a new notary going out there trying to go down the list. I got to do 1, 2, 3. Just give me the paper. I know what to do. Just hand me the paper. You ever see somebody and they trying to change the baby and they just first one or not too familiar with kids, and then the somebody in the room say, give me that baby. Just give me that child. And they handle it. That's how I would notary work. I ain't sitting there reading all that. Give me them documents so I can get on with my life. I know y'all done seen that before. Or somebody in the kitchen trying to make some macaroni and cheese. They like, now what I got to do next? I got to put a cup of this, a cup of that. And they say, girl, just get out the way. I got this. Get out the way. Get out the way. Let the pro handle it. Let the pro handle it. That's me in my notary streets. In these notary streets, y'all. I'm the pro. I'm like, just give me them papers. And I had clients sometimes they want to feed me one paper at a time. One document. I'm like, can I get the whole packet, please, so I can do what I got to do and get out of here? I do not need you handing me one piece of paper at a time because I know what to do. Let's just get to it. Give me them documents. All right. So what else can go wrong? What can make it incorrect? So we talked about the color. I think the color of the ink, right? The way they sign the signature line. The way they sign the signature line. Now, we don't tell people how to sign their signatures, but sometimes it needs to be exact according to the instructions. And you have to help your client to do that. If you don't even know what's supposed to go on the line, how are they supposed to know? So incorrect signature, okay? Having the incorrect venue. Do you even know what a venue is? You got to have the right venue. Where's it happening, right? All that can make a difference when it goes to recording. So it's a lot of things that can go wrong, okay? Once you learn how to do it, it's not complicated, NDA cut. It's not complicated, but you do need to know what to do. You cannot just go out there and fake this thing till you make it. NDA cut says, I'm happy I finally caught you live. I am too. Welcome. So it was meant to be today because I was like, I don't know. We just left the doctor's office. We're fine, so no worries. Got to work on our weight. Always got to work on our weight. Just, yeah, got to work on your weight too. Okay? Work on your weight. So we constantly working on our weight. Matter of fact, when I get off this live, I'm going to drink me a big cup of water to offset some of this coffee and this sugar. But I really want a coffee, I think, because they had it at the doctor's office. So, hey, guys, welcome. If you have any questions or whatever, we're talking about being a newer notary and what does that look like? What do you need to succeed? Honey Babe says, hey, Kimmi, dropping gems. Thank you, Honey Babe. How are you? Yeah, so just because they give you instructions, and I hear people say that, well, I'll just get the instructions. They always send out instructions. That don't mean nothing, no. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. They can send you instructions all day long, but you have to know what you're doing, right? So over here at Notary Educators, we notarize like a what? Like a what? Like a pro. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. I've been saying it for 6 years. Notarize like a pro. Notarize like a pro. If you notarize like a pro, everything else is going to come. You will get the money because people are going to want to work with you. If you turn in shoddy documents, if you got to keep calling that signing company, and I promise you guys, when I tell you, and I even in my own freaking group, okay, in our mentor group, I'm like, Do not call that signing company unnecessarily. That's what I'm here for. That's what the group is here for. Let's make our mistakes here, not with them. I don't even want you calling them on everything. By the time I tell you, and I have to do this occasionally, I'll say, hey, I think you should reach out to the signing company. By the time I tell you to reach out to the signing company, I've exhausted everything. And at that point, they are the ones who gave you the signing. So you do want to go back to them. It's their documents. Kimmi didn't write up the documents. Kimmi did not prepare the documents. So, some things at a certain point, I'm like, you know what? Reach out to ABC Signing and ask them what they would like you to do. Okay, because I'm not going to guess either. But some basic things, it's like, And you may read it yourself, and this is where the group and the community comes together. That's why being a part of our community is so good for you, especially if you're ready to go next level. You may not be ready for next level, then you want to look at our $27 plan. You may not need the group yet. You may just need some basic training. That's going to be our $27 package. So we have two packages that we offer, $27 and $47. But when you get in the $47 package, once you start actually doing signings and stuff, if you get stuck, again, I want you coming to us first. Hey, I don't understand what this document is saying, right? Before you reaching out to the signing company. Because sometimes, again, you're asking basic one-on-one questions, and now it's giving vibes like, she don't know what she's doing, y'all. They're going to help you. That's why I keep saying they're going to help you through that signing. So don't feel like, well, I called the signing company, and they were like, no problem. They told me what to do. You think they're going to do that on every single signing? You really think they're going to call you back and keep on helping you? No, because the signing companies are not trainers, okay? They want that package done, so they're going to walk you through it, right? Even my first signing, I was very honest with the lady. I was like, this is my first time. And now I don't teach my people to do that. I don't teach my people to do that. But I ain't had nobody teach me, so I just self-taught. So I told the lady, she called me with a direct. I'm just starting out, right? And I had a direct. Don't forget, this was the heyday now, when it was like a bunch of signings. And they couldn't even get notaries. They didn't have enough notaries during COVID. So anyway, she reaches out and I go, she says, hi, Kimberly. Yes, I have a signing. Would you be able to complete it? It's a seller's package. And I'm playing along like I know what it is, right? Because by that point, I knew a little something. Very little. Because I hadn't did a real loan signing yet. I did loan mods. Which are easier. But this was a seller's package. So she says, yes, I have a seller's package. Would you be able to complete it? I said, well, yes, ma'am. I said, I've done some signings. I said, this would be my first one of this nature, though. So she was like, well, you think you could do it? I said, yes. I said, but if I get stuck, would I be able to ask you a question? And she was like, oh, sure. Now, again, this was during the heyday. They didn't have a lot of notaries. Nowadays, they got so many to choose from. They don't even have time to be doing what I just did with you. Either you know it or you don't. Either you're pregnant or you're not. Okay? That's my favorite one. So either you're pregnant or you're not. You can't be like, well, I think I'm pregnant. Maybe I'm pregnant. No, once that test come in, either you are or you are not. Okay? It may be a few false readings out there, but most of the time, either it's coming or it ain't. So same thing with notary. Either you know it or you don't. Ain't no in between. I ask people when they call me sometimes or they email me, I'm like, well, do you feel comfortable if I say, hey, can you go over here to this nursing home and do this estate package? Well, by the time you start saying all that, I ain't giving you my package. I am not. People ask me all day, Kimmi, you should have a signing service. Because I'm too OCD. My packages got to be right. Okay? Your packages need to be right. Hey guys, welcome. If you have any questions, please just drop. We just kind of chit-chatting. Next steps for new notaries, why training is so important. So don't get caught up in, well, I'll just get in Facebook and let them teach me. That's even funnier. Because I see all day long, I'm in many groups. I'm in quite a few. More than I probably should be. Well, let me take that back. Because I don't join all of them. I get a lot of invites. I don't join all of them. But I am in at least 4 or 5. I'm in about 4 or 5 Facebook groups. So anyway, I see people all day. Can you tell me what goes on this line? That's why I said, are you a Facebook notary? Is that how you get in training? Every single time you get a document, you got to drop it in somebody's Facebook group? And then Facebook dog you out, right? The people in the group. And I'm looking at it too, saying the same thing. I'm like, you need training, honey. I would not let you do my documents. I'm sitting there looking at it too. I'm looking at that. I'm like, this. It says something like, "Can somebody tell me what goes here?" I'm thinking, your name. Can somebody tell me what goes here? The date. Can somebody tell me what goes here? Excuse me, your notary stamp? You should not be out there stamping papers. And this is just facts. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just speaking facts. And you guys know, if you know, you've been in these Facebook groups and you see somebody dropping something in there and it's Notary Basics 101 and you're thinking to myself, and they getting ready to go notarize. What? You got to sell this package. Girl, you better get that thing back. And I had that happen. Somebody reached out to me one day and they go, "Hey, Kimmi, I got this signing. Hey, S. Abdul, how are you? I'm good. How about you? Afternoon. I had somebody reach out to me one day and they were like, "Hey, I got to sell this package." And I was like, I might go live, S. Abdul, in a group probably when I finish this for a few minutes. Yeah, I'll be here about another 15. So I'll probably go live in the group about 1:15 today on the phone, like a call, just FYI. I'm gonna put it in the chat when I get off of this. Yeah, so anyway, this person calls me and they go, "Hey, Kimmi, I got this package and I was wondering, could you help me?" Now, this is before we had mentorship. So I was like, okay, I'll see what I can do. So I would try to help people a little bit more before we had mentorship. I would try. But I didn't have all day to be going through your package. I can't do your package and my package. Okay, because I work. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a content creator. But I also run a notary business, right? So I actually go out here and stamp papers. So anyway, this particular day, I'm trying to help this person. And we keep talking. I said, you know what, baby? I said, I don't think you're ready for this signing. I just don't. I really think you should give it back. I think you should give it back. I don't recommend that, guys. Don't be taking these signings and then give it back. Because that don't look good either, okay? Just because you don't know what you're doing, don't give it back, okay? So anyway, I'm trying to help her. And then we keep talking. I realized, I said, you know what? She doesn't have just a one-off question, just one thing she needs help with. This poor child, she don't know how to do nothing. And like I said, I can't teach you how to be a notary in 10 minutes. Not when you got a whole 200-page package you're looking at. I'm not getting ready to do that. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to go do the signing myself, if you local. I'd be like, what's the address? I'll meet you over there, because I can't teach you in 10 minutes. I could drive to the signing and do it quicker than I could teach you how to do it, right? My point is, so this person, she got through the signing. I gave her what few tips I could in that short period of time. And she got through it. She was like, I did it. And I was grateful. I'm happy. I didn't want the people's documents messed up. And then she got over in her Facebook group and she goes, yeah, somebody tried to discourage me today and tell me I shouldn't have did this, but I did it and I got through it. And I was like, I'm happy for you. But that was this time. What happens next time when you trying to fake it till you make it? See, no. We cannot be using these people's documents as practice. We cannot use these people's their documents as practice. You trying to close on your $200,000 house. You trying to close on your $200,000 house and you got a brand new notary who don't know what they doing. Come on now. Come on. NDA Cut says these are for loan signing agents. Yes, the mistakes I'm talking about now are mainly loan signing. However, the same things happen in general notary work. So don't forget, a document is a document. A piece of paper is a piece of paper. Like a donut. You can get a donut from a shishi foo, donut cafe, right? Or you can get a donut from Publix. You can get a donut from Walmart. You can get it from Quick Trip, the gas station, right? It's still a donut, right? So a piece of paper works the same way. It's just a document. But is it under general notary heading? Is it under loan signing heading? That's the only difference. Is what heading are we calling it? And that, of course, affects the pay, because sometimes you get paid more money doing general notary work, depending on what type of signing it is. Is it a divorce signing? Is it a school note, right? So same thing in the donut space. Is it a foo-foo diamond? A foo-foo donut? Is it a upscale donut, or is it just a plain old glazed donut? Does it have all the M&Ms on it, or does it have all the sprinkles on it? And is it 10 layers? And what's that thing? I had one recently, excuse me. What's that thing called when they do the donut croissant? The donut and it's flaky like a croissant. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Have you ever had one of those? Those donuts cost more. Those donuts cost more. But it's still a donut at the end of the day, right? It's a fancy donut, but it's a donut. So same thing with documents and the cut. So when I'm talking about these mistakes can happen in general notary work or loan signing. So it doesn't matter really what heading you want to put with it. Because a document is a document is a document. Okay. That's how we're able to teach all 50 states because it doesn't matter where you live at. If you live in, did you tell me? No, you didn't tell me you lived in Alabama. I don't think you told me where you live at, but just where do you live at NDA cut? What state? But it doesn't matter. I'm in Georgia, so most of my documents do not even originate in Georgia. They come from Florida, California. Okay. So it doesn't matter where you are located. Okay. It doesn't matter. You're in Pennsylvania. So all of your documents are not going to come from Pennsylvania. They're not. You're going to get documents from New York. You're going to get documents from California. You're going to get documents from Florida. So you need to know how to handle all of those, okay? It's just a few little tweaks here and there. But for example, so you live in Pennsylvania and you get a Florida client. Are you going to say, you got to go back to Florida to get that notarized? Did you know that? Does that make sense? No. What if they moved to Pennsylvania, right? They've moved there. Their documents, they used to live in Florida, and now they have to have it sent over to you in Pennsylvania. Are you going to tell them to go back to California? No. Do we tell them to go back to Alabama, to go to Georgia, to go to Florida? No. You need to know how to handle it. So that's what we do. We teach you how to do anything, even a piece of toilet paper. Now that the video here is on the channel, okay? How to notarize a piece of toilet paper. And yes, you can notarize a piece of toilet paper. Would I recommend it? Nah. But it's facts. Because I would tell people that all the time. I'm like, you can notarize a piece of toilet paper. And they're like, how, Kimmy? How? So I ended up doing a video. It's on the channel. Check it out. What would you say are the most complicated general notary work documents? You know I don't believe in complications, right? You know I don't believe in complications in DA cut. But I would say estate documents when they're not completed. Why? Because you arrive at the appointment and the client has not completed all their documents. Sometimes it could be 10 pages, sometimes it could be 50. It depends on what all they have in their estate, right? And they're sitting there and they're talking as a family and they're like, hey, can you their mom and dad are talking to the kids talking to mom and dad, and one of them got to make a life or death decision. Do you still want to be on life support? And I'm like, could you have filled this out before I got here? Do you still want to be fed intravenously if you can't eat? I don't need to know all that. I'm not there for that. So it can make the appointment go longer. And you do need to skim the appointments. Like we had a question yesterday in our group mentorship. I told you about somebody had a divorce signing. Well, in their divorce package, each page needed to be initial on the bottom. Yeah, hit the like button for me, guys. Please, it does help. Subscribe to if you're not. I go live just about every day. I didn't go live yesterday. We had a little situation going on. But try to go live every day except the weekend. Sometimes if I get a burst of energy, you'll see me here Saturday or Sunday. But at least Monday through Friday. Sometime I can't commit to a certain time because, again, I'm working. I'm working just like you. So I can do it when I can do it. So right now I had time this afternoon. I figured lunchtime would not be a great time to do it. And it hasn't proved to be, but I'm glad I caught my newbies here who haven't been with me before. So whenever anybody's new here, it's great. So I didn't know if it would be a good time or not. But anyway, now I forgot what I was telling you about that job. I forgot. I get off track. I get off track. Oh, complicated documents. So yeah, so you really want to make sure and tell me if I'm missing this, but I know we're talking about complicated documents. Oh, the divorce signing. That's what you're talking about, divorce signing. So this particular package though, someone had last night, it's their first divorce signing. This particular divorce decree, and that's why I always tell people my first thing I teach you in training is never learn the documents. Never, ever. People they want to see the documents. I need to see the document. I need to see the document. No, you don't. You need to know the process. Need to know the process, because in this particular case, this particular person's divorce signing that she had last night, every single page needed to be initial. So the question that they asked me, our mentee, was, do I need to initial each page with the client? Do I need to have them initial each page? Now, someone else would say that's not the notary's business. I take full responsibility for that whole package. I don't think in my mind, well, I'm gonna go out there and just do my part and they do their part. Bye. No. Typically, I'm like, give me the whole package. If it's 4 pages or whatever, I want to look at each page just for completeness, kind of make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. And then, yes, I'm going to initial. I'm not going to initial, but I'm going to have them initial each page in front of me because I want to make sure that they give back a full package. And they may not know that a lot of times. Our clients, believe me, well, half of the notaries don't really know what they're doing. So I'm trying to see how to say this. Okay, so our clients definitely don't know what they're doing. Somebody gave them this package and they say, hey, go get this notarized. Okay, so by the time they come to me, they're thinking I'm the expert, which I am. I want you to be too, right? But it took time for me to learn that, and I can teach you how to do it too, right? So anyway, I'm saying yes, we're going to take an extra 5 minutes. I'm going to let the client initial each page in front of me. Okay, yes. Yeah. Now, does she have to do that as a notary? No. Her job is in notarial duties, but I want me and my clients as the consummate notary pro that I am. I want them to have a complete package when they finish with me. My sister always called during my live. Always during my live. She got to wait a minute. So yes, I told my mentee, I said, take a few minutes, yes, and let them initial each page with you while you're standing there. And then your client is looking at you like, oh, look at this person. All right, now let's go. Right? Who they gonna call back? Kimmy, Kimberly, right? All right, so you're in Pennsylvania. Hey, Zion's Virtue, what's up, what's up? So initials at the bottom of each page. Not every package NDA cut. Not every package. That's what I'm trying to teach you right now. Okay? That's what I'm trying to teach you right now. This divorce signing needed initials at the bottom. The next 10 may not. They may not. That's why I always say you don't know what each document is going to present. You don't know. You won't know till you get there. You will not know until you're there. So you just need to already know what your process is going to be. No matter what. I can go to any McDonald's and get the same cheeseburger. Anywhere. Anywhere. Because they have a process. It doesn't matter if I go to Michigan, Alabama, California, hamburger tastes the same. I don't care. Give me a cheeseburger. That's my favorite thing at McDonald's. Just a plain old cheeseburger. Regular old cheeseburger. I do like chicken nuggets too. But my point is they've been making that cheeseburger the same way for 55, 200 years, whatever. However long a McDonald's been around. Take a bun, squirt of that mustard ketchup, put the bun, put the hamburger, put the piece of cheese, or them little dried up onions, and wrap it up. That's the process. Every single time, it don't change. It does not change. So I believe in processes. I believe in processes. Let's see. Sheena. Hey, Sheena. How are you? Hello. I'm late, but I wanted to hear the gem of the day. Yeah, we dropped quite a few, actually. I'm about to go live in the group too, Sheena. As soon as I get off of here, I'm going to go live over there for 15 minutes. So I'm going to do a phone call. Well, I'll be on a video. So I'll say phone call, but I'm actually on video over there. So let me talk about the chat really quick, the community really quick, guys, for those of you who may be new. So you have 2 options to work with us. You have the $27 plan, which gets you access to your 5 major courses, plus weekly live training / coaching. Every week we meet together, one group. Then you have the $47 plan that gives you access to all 16 or 17 courses. And then in addition to that, we meet together weekly with the same $27 group. We all meet together. Nobody know who paying what. We all meet as one family. And then the $47 people, though, we also have a private group me chat. And sometimes in there, I will also pop up and go live just to kind of get a pulse, what's going on. People need some help. What's up? Because we meet weekly, but occasionally I have a few more minutes in my day, so I don't mind popping on like I'm getting ready to do it right now. Probably Sheena at 1:15, 1:20. I'm gonna put it in the group, okay? Because I'm gonna stay here 6 more minutes and then I'm gonna hop on over there. So our live chat though, and the benefits of being in the $47 package is, especially once you start doing your signings, that's when you're gonna really need the $47 because we'll be able to help you as you get stuck in real time. Now, if I got a little bit more time on my hand and you got a little bit more time on your hand, every moment is a teaching moment. That chat be on fire. The chat runs 7 days a week. 7 days a week. Nobody else offers what we do in that chat. Nobody. I can guarantee you that. Nobody. I'm very proud of it too. I really am. That's how we've been able to do it so long too. It's successful. So I don't get on here. I wouldn't be able to get on here every day and if it's not being successful. People would tell you. They will tell you. Now, that's what I was going to go with this piece of this chat too. So if I got enough time, you got enough time in between your signing and you got a question and it could be a teachable moment, we're going to go there. What do you think about this? Why should we do that? Because y'all know I'm a teacher by nature, right? I love teaching and educating you. And that's how I know you're going to be successful. If I just tell you the answer, yes, they sign there. No, they don't sign there. Well, why not? I'm a why kid. I grew up white, a white kid. Why? My parents would say something, I'm like, okay, why? Fortunately, I grew up in a house where I could ask that, okay? Because most kids would get your mouth slapped for asking why. I need to know why you want me to do it. Why? And it takes more work to teach like that. It really does. It's easy just to tell somebody, go do this, go do that, do this, do that. And you don't grow up to be a thinker. You can't grow up and handle your life. So right now, and I'm going to go there right quick. I'm going to try not to get emotional. I don't think I will. I think this is a good day. But had my parents not raised me that way and taught me how to think for myself, now they was pretty strict, okay? Bill and Bobby, you're going to do what they say. That's their house. I grew up in that kind of house too. This is my house. Now you get your house, you're going to do what you want to do. Okay, this is my house. So, however, they would allow us to question, well, what about this? Or why that? So, I'm so grateful that my parents were who they were because I lost my dad in 2020. I lost my mom in 2022. Okay. And a lot of times I feel like I'm in this world by myself. But your girl can think. My parents were they were not educated people like that educated. They was other kind of educated people. Okay. Deep South, don't play, handle their business. I got all that from them. So your girl don't play. I can handle my business, you know. I've been married for a very long time. I love my husband to death, but something happened to him. Either way, just say, he ain't going nowhere, God willing, right? I don't never say never what somebody gonna do. But your girl know how to handle herself. I know how to handle my business, right? And a lot of people today, they do not. They have zero clue of how to handle anything. And I see it sometimes in the group. I'm like, But then I have to think about it. Everybody wasn't raised like I was. Everybody didn't have somebody to teach them and train them even basic stuff. So that's why our next week's session, our live session, is going to be about customer service. It is. I come from a big customer service background. Very big on customer service. Even in notary educators, I don't play around. People are like, you actually called me? You actually helped me to get back into my account? You actually helped? Yeah, because if you're paying your money, I want to make sure you can access your courses. You know, people are like, well, I lost my email. I can't get in the group me. And I actually had that phone call too when I get off my other live. I'm going to help that person. But yeah, I'm very big on customer service. I run customer service over here, guys. I don't play. I don't tell you one thing on YouTube and then over Notary Educators is something different. No, we walk the walk and we talk the talk. Yeah, for real. So some people may not like some of my teaching sometimes or the way I teach, because if you ask me a question and I think you should know that, you've been with me for a long time and you ask me what goes here and it's the date, we got a problem. Why? You know, you don't know the date goes there, then that means either I failed you, right? Or you just not paying attention. And that's what sometimes I'll tell my people, and some people don't like it, and it's okay. It's very few, but if you're humble, like I was saying about my husband when we first started talking earlier, my husband is very humble. I could tell Jeffrey, Jeff, da-da-da. He's like, okay. He'll listen. He's a very humble man. And that's one thing I've always appreciated about him. And he'll tell you, you may know more about this than I do. You know? But some people are so haughty, so I'm this, I'm that, I'm educated, and you're going to tell me to do what? Who you think you are? You know, and it's like, I'm just trying to help you. You know your business when it comes to being a nurse, okay? But I know my business when it comes to being a notary. So now, who you got to listen to? If I'm at your place at the hospital, I got to listen to you, right? Because you know what you're talking about. But when you come over in Kim's house, Kimmy's house, Kimberly's house is a notary space, I know that. Okay. So I know it's going to help you to succeed. And I'll get a very few. I mean, I can count. It's been like 3 people that came through mentorship that were like, I don't really like that. I don't like it. I thought I could ask a question. You can, Sugar Plum. You can. But if you're asking me, do I write the date here? That's a problem. So I need to get to the bottom of it. What is the problem? Is it me as the educator, or is it you as a student? Was it not clear? Let's get to the bottom of it. And see, that's where true education happens, right? If I just say write the date every single time, you're not going to learn what really needs to happen. What's the process, right? So I've had a few people that don't particularly care for that. But like I said, if you had a side and you sitting there right there with your client, because I had one person in mentorship, she's really good about that. She's like, I'm sitting here with the client. I need the answer. I appreciate that, because that lets me know, hey, I don't have time for no whole teaching spell. Just tell me what I need to know so I can get done with this person. So, and that's cool. That's relationship. That's how you form relationships. All right. Mostly says, how is most of your notary work in other states than Georgia? How is most of your notary work in other states? Oh, because my client, I think I understand your question. You're saying if I'm in Georgia, why is more work coming from other states? Because people relocate to Georgia, or they're selling properties in other places, and now they live here in Georgia and their documents are coming here. We have a lot of Floridians that move here, a lot. Or people have rental properties in other places. So their documents from those places have to come here to where the person is living now in Georgia. Yep. So most of my documents do not even originate in Georgia. Yep. Especially my loan signings. And don't forget too, I'm in an attorney state. So certain documents, even though there are a lot of closings happening in Georgia, a lot of the actual Georgia properties, I won't ever have anything to do with, because I am in an attorney state. And that means an attorney has to process it. Okay. Mostly, if you're in Georgia, I would challenge you to look at my book for Georgia that I wrote. Actually, each state has their own book. Okay. But I'm explaining the process to you right now. So in the state of Georgia, again, certain documents I will never touch because I'm in the state of Georgia. Okay. But my clients are nationwide. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. I see we got a few people just hopped on. If you have a question, you got about 2 minutes, because I always like to try to stay and help those that just hopped on last minute. 2 minutes. If you have a question, I'm going to let you ask it. If not, I'm going to move on, because I need to go talk to my actual group in the mentorship. But check us out, notaryeducators.com. Again, you have 2 points of entry to work with us. That's either the $27 or $47. And every week we meet live, literally every week. You can even have access to the replays, okay? So even though you're signing up now, you get access to 2 years worth of information. Almost 2, okay? And actually, let me take that back. Because the other mentorship, because we had one before this, those videos are not uploaded yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I think I'm going to put them on here as part of my subscription on YouTube, because the gems be dropping, y'all. I'm telling you, this ain't nothing what we do. What we do on YouTube is a blessing to many. It's a blessing. I had so many people say, girl, I started my business over there. I learned how to do this, and I'm happy. But I had one of our mentees just recently say, I learned a lot from you on your free stuff on YouTube. She was like, you kill it on YouTube. I mean, you drop gems all day long. She said, but when I joined mentorship, that's when I started my business. Booyah! I was like, because I get that question all the time. Kimmi, when you get so much information here on YouTube, what else could there be? We meet every week, 52 weeks out the year. So it's something, y'all. Believe me when I tell you. All right, guys, I got to go now. On behalf of Notary Educators with Kimmi, always a pleasure. I will see you over in mentorship. Don't forget, 27 or 47, whichever you choose, per month. Check out the plans. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. Like the video. And then I'll see you over in chat or in coaching. Okay, bye. Got to go. Much success. NotaryEducators.com. Bye, guys.